With the fighting stick Neo 2, don't know what happened with number 1, but it doesn't matter because this thing is freaking awesome with a lot of interesting features. And stick for the Neo Geo, that is something you don't see very often and then even complete in box. And then we're having this for the Neo Geo system. I thought, okay, this is going to be freaking cool. The question remains, is like when it comes to this particular stick, will this be the ultimate replacement? And this should be something maybe they're also going to be re-releasing for the Neo Geo AES Plus. Because there is, let's say, a feature on the stick that I felt absolutely a must-have to just actually have for the collection. And that is the turbo function. So so first of all, the overall click of the buttons is absolutely amazing. The joystick feels great, and what I mentioned before, we're having turbo. Yep, we can actually, all of the buttons can be turboed separately. That is super convenient. So if you just want only having a turboized, you can just slide it exit to the on function, and it's turboed. But nevertheless, so let's do a quick overview of this. Let's plug it into the AES system. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I had it in storage for quite a long time and didn't even try it because I wanted to do this unboxing together with you. The first thing I'm always doing, getting stuff secondhand, cleaning it up. So I actually have these wet clothes, and the cloth actually is absolutely amazing. You know, this is more like this makeup removal stuff from the action, and I clean my controllers with them all the freaking time. I love it, man. These things are absolutely great because they are a little bit wet. Be always very careful with buttons and everything. But this way we can just clean the stick fully. There's some weird debris on here. I don't know what's for, what happened, but I'm just going to be polishing the stick. Yeah, let's polish and wiggle the stick at the same time. So what I love about these particular, like let's say, wet makeup cloth, I need to always be very careful, of course, with it because some of them do have like some really chemical things to it. You're going to be making it actually wet. You're going to be cleaning it up with all of the very gunk and debris. And the second cloth, you're going to be cleaning it up. And look how nice and everything it looks now. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be cleaning it up, very thorough. And we're going to be taking a close look at it. Let's see if it wiggles. I was afraid of it because we're going to be missing out a pad. So we need to replace them. I think I'm going to be, if I can't find another one, I'm going to be removing them and replace them with brand new ones because you can just still buy them in store. Not, of course, the official ones. But in this way, we're going to be seeing if we can actually clean it up and see if it's going to be looking a little bit better than normal, and it will smell good. But how does it actually compare with the original joystick? There are some key differences. And of course, yeah, the turbo button. But let's do a quick side-by-side. How will it play with the original one? And if the Neo Geo AES Plus is going to be having the same quality stick, we're going to be having a side-by-side comparison. So first of all, the form factor. I love it when it comes to the original stick. The little bit of a curve that actually is in the middle over here, and you can actually particularly see when you're going to be swapping the controller. You can see this overall curve and the form factor. This thing is absolutely very pleasant to play, and I think that is one of the cool things when it comes to this particular, let's say, joystick itself. So when it comes to, let's say, the overall quality, let's talk about the buttons, because if you're going to be looking at the buttons here, you know, the feel is nice, but comparing with, let's say, the Hori stick, it feels a little bit more, say, arcade style. Still got a little bit of a wiggle to it, the same with the original buttons. And then, of course, we're having the joystick. Where I must say that with the joystick itself, it travels a little bit longer with the one from Hori. But, and overall, configuration-wise, this thing plays, I think, very nice. And where the Hori stick, of course, has more like a flat surface. But in the end, it depends on what is your personal preferences to the arcade stick itself. Let's plug it in. How does it actually plug in? Let's talk about that first, because sometimes you do have a little difference. It's a little bit tighter, particularly when it comes to the end part. But, okay, that feels quite nice. Let's see if it works out of the box. Another thing you do notice, like because of the metal plate at the bottom over here, this thing feels absolutely so much more heavier. So let's see. Can we start the game? Oh, there we go. Yes, it actually does. Well, let's see how it actually plays. I'm really curious now. So I do need to get used to the stick. So the button itself, I do like it, absolutely. Compared with, let's say, the original one, I don't see any downside here. So let's go with the turbo. Only A is going to be turboed. And yep, indeed, this is absolutely so much better. You know, that is one of the things I actually bought it because I thought, like, you know, this is going to be so much easier to just play. The biggest problem I will have with this particular stick is I need to get used to the overall configuration of the joystick. It's a longer travel, but it's not like a super bad thing. I do need to get used to this. So that makes me wonder, you know, like in the end, like this is actually in UniBIOS, and with the UniBIOS we do actually have the option to play one enable auto fire. So if you have a UniBIOS and you don't care about, let's say, the overall quality, the way how this plays or whatever it is, you don't really need a stick like this. But if you don't have a UniBIOS, what I'm guessing that the AES Plus don't have, this is going to be absolutely something that can be super convenient. So let's move to something else, and one of maybe the biggest reasons I actually wanted this, and that is playing shmups. Let's go with some Aero Fighters. I do need to get used also to the start button. You need to press it a little bit harder than normal. Another game I always love to play. So I'm guessing I'm going to be needing one of these buttons to be turboed, but let's go. Alright, so that's the super. I'm going to be using A for turbo. And the turbo function worked absolutely well. And again, for shmups, you do notice the overall difference of the joystick, and it's also a little bit more loose as we're playing now with this. But yep, this is absolutely one of those things that I just love about the stick. And again, like if you do have the problem with a game that you need to have like a certain mode, you can just fairly easy switch it off, do the super move and turn it back on. That is of course something more convenient than actually doing in the game of the database in UniBIOS. Another thing I also noted with the UniBIOS is like enable auto fire. It's with Aero Fighters 2 is also there. However, I did notice some games don't have that option, where it's actually a shmup. So it's kind of interesting, to be honest. So, but we don't need it now. But I think this is going to be something of an absolutely great thing to have. But that's it. And of course the final test, fighting games. Biggest difference we actually notice is that this thing has some really crazy, let's say, I want to say dead zone, but we do have like a longer travel. So let's play a fighting game and let's see how that actually is going to be working out. Okay, let's move into the game, and this is going to be the final adjustment if this is going to be absolutely in great replacement. Okay, so fighting moves, absolutely great. The only thing you do notice if you want to do a dashing move in a game, it's going to be absolutely difficult. Oh, I actually messed up because I had the turbo button on. Whoopsie. But beside that, there is no program mode. You have seen, let's say, some arcade stick I've reviewed for Super NES, and that like program modes. You can even program to a certain level that you need to press one button for a move. That's not at the point over here. That's not what's going on. That's such a funny thing. There we go. Come on. Woo! So this can be absolutely a fun overall experience for playing on the AES Plus. But is it better than the original? Difficult to say.